Okay. Just gonna be reading through this, anything Okay, I guess we could talk about this. This has to do with healthcare in a sense, but not really. It has to do with the, diseases such as HIV/AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis. If you have a plan for it, something that anyone think of anything? Because I mean, I do, but other people.
I'm sorry, say it again, Josh.
I was just saying, you guys can go first if you have anything to say about the diseases such as HIV/AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, if you had a plan, cancer, those types of things.
Well, in terms of fighting diseases, we still got to invest the money into research and scientific research. I don't think we can let that go, especially with the amount of medications that people are taking and the amount of antibiotics. Pretty soon these viruses are going to build up an immune system to those antibiotics, and so we got to keep on top of that.
Go ahead, Will. You had a question.
Okay, I'll answer this first. HIV, I had malaria, genocide in Sudan, starving in Ethiopia. So many problems in the world, and is there a solution to all of them? We're still growing in population, which, you hear about everybody dying. We're still having more people born than people are dying. 6.5 billion people on this planet. The question I got goes back to the last question, about your civil unions and everything. There was a thing, tells you how tired I am. I can't even think of the guy's name that just died recently. Josh, say if I call him that. Josh did a tribute. Say I'm
Heath Ledger.
Right now. Okay, Heath Ledger. There was a couple of religious factions that came out, and because he played gay cowboy in Brokeback Mountain movie, said it was the best thing that could ever happen to his family. That even though he wasn't a gay guy, that because he played the guy in the movie, and there was a couple other ones said that. People think that's some crazy stuff. I just wondered what y'all thought.
Yeah, those are extreme Christian fundamentalists. I mean, just because he entertained in a movie acting as a gay person, does that, make him gay and a sinner? Of course not. That's just stupid. It's way too fundamental. Kurt, do you have anything to say? Zach?
I absolutely got something to say about that. So, Josh, if he was just playing a role, then if somebody's actually gay, are they considered a sinner? Are they worse off because they're actually gay versus Heath Ledger just playing the role? That goes back to those activists who were protesting at the funerals of soldiers, basically saying, "Oh, it's because God is retributing all the homosexuals in the world." And it's like, and that's the one thing I can't stand about the Christian fundamentalists is they're just as bad as Islamic fundamentalists. They're scary people, and if you're going to allow freedoms for some people, you have to allow freedom for everyone. You can't have it both ways.
Zach says, nah, playing a gay guy is no different than playing a murderer. If we live in a society where people can discriminate, fact and fiction is not a problem.
Alright, hey, let's talk about Sudan for a minute. Yeah, go ahead. Zach wanted to say one more thing. Go ahead, Sam.
Zach says, one disagreement, Kurt. Christian fundamentalists do not condone terror like fun. Islam's.
Wig, can you mute your mic?
I'm sorry.
Alright, yeah, Kurt, do you want to respond?
Okay, says Christian fundamentalists do not condone terror like fundamentalist Islams. Well, but some do. I mean, some are really radical, and while they're not going to be Islamic faith is different from the Christian faith. So you're not going to have people, Christians who are strapping themselves with bombs going into movie theaters or things like that, but it's a different kind of terror and it's a different type of fundamentalism. So I actually respectfully disagree that Christian fundamentalists can be equally, if not as dangerous as Islamic fundamentalists. Yes.
Zach says, on a percentage basis, there are far fewer.
Alright, yeah, let's not get into percentages on who's more fundamental. Let's move on to a separate topic. Let's talk about Sudan for a moment. Let's kind of go around like we did earlier. Kurt, what do you think we should do about Sudan?
More to the point, what we haven't done. No, we need to get a resolution there. Sending endless bundles of aid is obviously not working. As much as I don't want to seem radical, we need to get something changed in Sudan. And if that means eliminating the leadership in Sudan or bringing about some positive change to bring that to a conclusion, we need to do it, and we need to do it quick.
Wade?
It's a mess. And is there really a solution? You hope somebody could come up with some great idea for a solution. Bomb Sudan. How artificial. Oh, man. You hope for the best for everybody in the world, but if you catch any video on YouTube or catch any video on TV, you realize, some people are just such bad shape. I really feel for them.
I think we should put, in my school, we started putting, it's really democratic and really liberal in Massachusetts. So even the teachers put emphasis on why the U.S. should start helping Sudan in Darfur. But I think we should put more emphasis on the UN to help out. And of course, that would include the U.S. But why put so much emphasis on the U.S. to be the police in every single place? And I think that putting the emphasis that the U.S. is the police of the world is wrong. We should encounter all the United Nations. Go ahead, Zach.
Zach says, problem is when a nation is poor, people blame America. But when we see a problem at the source regime and see us need to change it, we get bashed for that too. It comes down to which double standard we want to bear to live with. Well said, Josh. Why through the UN to not ruin the show in Iraq and Afghanistan? I don't know what that word is. Turns a blind eye to this amazing. And Bush has tried to help Darfur a lot on our own. Sorry if that wasn't the best, Zach, but yeah, there you go.
Okay. I also want to move on to this fact about the UN. What do you think of the UN? Should we support it? Should we really put more do more to try to get it set up, try to have it work again? Like if we look back to the Korean War, the UN really, really did help in fighting that war, to have so many nations fight against the enemy, our rivals. And that really did happen pretty quickly. Putting a lot in the Vietnam War didn't do too much, but and then of course if you look back, in Desert Storm, the Gulf War, we had a huge UN coalition, and that went by pretty quickly. So I mean, what do you think about the UN? Should we try to get it to work more, or what do you think? Go ahead, Kurt.